We had to figure out like ways to be able to continue this relationship, because like I thought like, how is this going to work? Like neither of us like really had like great jobs or anything, so it's like, how are we going to see each other? But here we are almost 9 years later, so we figured it out.
Yeah, and we were both working location-based jobs as well, so we actually had to be in like an office or a place of work to work. So you know, it was tough starting a long-distance relationship with that in mind. But yeah, no, so she flew back, I think at the start of November, didn't you, to New York? And then 23rd of November is her birthday. So I spoke with my parents for like a week non-stop about it. I was like, should I do this? Should I pursue this? And they were like, well, you're on your own if you want to. Like, it's your mistake to make, or it's your like blessing to have, kind of thing. And I went into my bank overdraft to book my flight to go and visit her in New York. Like I was, it was all or nothing, really.
Like, I'm taking donations to visit my girlfriend.
Literally.
But yeah, then ever since that, we just went back and forth for like 6 years, and then now we finally live together.
It got a lot easier. About a year later, we started a marketing company in April of 2016. We don't really do it anymore. We kind of lost passion for it, but we built up this social media management company where we managed the accounts of businesses online. And we built it we were a team of like 8 or 10 people at one point, and it was really fun and stuff like that. But we started that in 2016 as a way to be able to kind of figure out how to work online and see each other for longer periods of time, which was, I think that really saved our relationship, didn't it? Not that our relationship was dying, but like that, I don't think our relationship would have survived if we...
each other, like...
Yeah.
So.
How, like, what was the longest stretch of time where you guys didn't see each other in person?
Probably like 4 months.
Yeah, honestly, not even that long. Like for a long distance couple, like I feel like that's
as long of distance as it was.
Yeah, so probably 4 months.
Different continents,
As soon as we started working online, we could go, like, I would go there for 3 months, then we'd spend like a month apart, then he'd come for like 2 months, and then we just did that.
No way.
And we had like no expense, you know, we both lived with our parents, like I drove my mum's car, like it was, you know, like all I needed to make was enough money for flight and food. So it was really, we managed to kind of build up a company to that level within like 6 months or so, and then finally could kind of quit our jobs and just kind of travel to see each other. And
I love that you guys didn't let like the logistics get in the way.
It was hard.
You just made it happen. It was hard.
It was so hard.
What was the hardest part, would you say?
I think in the beginning we both were like still so young, so like I was a little psycho because he was making me psycho because he was like a player, and like here I am. He was my first boyfriend. I dated her.
Oh,
like I have not dated anyone before Sam.
It was like trust issues.
So I was like, he was. You were still like kind of flirty with girls because he was still like in that player phase. So like it was. But like I wasn't doing it
intentionally. I was just a dumb young kid, and I had no idea.
So like that was what was like the hardest.
It was like crossing a line, and then as soon as she kind of said like, "Hey, like this is how I feel about it," and we kind of had like a deep chat about it. I was like, wait, I actually kind of saw it from her point of view. I was like, maybe I shouldn't like a girl's post on Instagram, or maybe I shouldn't.
It was just like we're at different phases. Like him being my first boyfriend, you were like kind of in your clubbing phase. So it was like hard in the beginning to be like, oh, he's out of the.
Was there like one instance where you're like, we need to have a heart to heart?
I don't know.
You know what? There was actually, it got really, really tough at one point, and it was nothing to do with like, neither of us did anything wrong or anything like that. I was visiting Monica in New York, and I think I was just feeling really, really homesick. Like, you know, all my friends, all my family, my entire life was in the United Kingdom. And we were just kind of, I don't even know why, but we were bickering over the smallest things 20 times a day.
Everything.
It was like literally
like 19 and 20 years old. We were just like, everything was like a fight.
Like she would move my slipper. I'd be like, why did you move my slipper? It was like the dumbest stuff. And it got to the point where I remember we were pulling into the road to go to your parents' house, and in your car, and it was just us two. And I remember thinking, like, we just got out of like an argument, and I remember thinking, if this doesn't improve by the time I get to the airport in 2 days' time,
we're gonna have to end
we'll have to break up with each other at the airport. And I guess those last 2 days, we just kind of gave our all to the relationship, and
the universe was like, all right, let's do something good here. And then I don't know what happened.
It's like
arguing about everything.
Yeah, it's like a switch clicks, and just.
I think that was before we saw each other's like point of views with everything. So it's like you were so focused on stuff, I was so focused on stuff, and we couldn't come together. And then we just did, and it was like, okay, it works now.
We got to the point where we were so desperate that we finally just had that like deep, like tell chat kind of thing, and we finally like figured each other's positions out on absolutely everything. And like every time we bickered about something dumb, like where are we going to eat, or you know, what shoes am I wearing today,
like
or whatever it was.
Like,
it was obviously
so
it was like we were bickering because there was a different like underlying issue, and that was the fact that like I was so homesick and like I didn't have any friends. I didn't
Yeah.
feel at home in New York, like all that kind of stuff.
So maybe that's why we don't fight anymore, because we got it all out in the beginning, because it was like every day.
We do have a rule now, and I think it's been amazing for our relationship. And our like number one rule is every time we do argue or bicker or anything, we always make sure to sit down and resolve it before the end of the night. Because we found from at the start of our relationship that was like 2016 that happened, and we found that like by not resolving stuff at the end of the night and kind of letting the tension build up, finally we kind of exploded and there was a giant argument, and we've never really had that again because we kind of stomp it while it's small.